I think, are we good? Yeah, the camera's a little off center, but you know it is what it is. There we go. Okay, hello everyone. I'm Lonnie.
I'm Lindsey.
And we are Untitled Nerd Network, brought to you live from Infinity Flux in Hixson, Tennessee. And I'm gonna have to be sure to set my mouse over there, because last time we were here, I left it. I put it right here.
Oh.
And it stayed here for like 2 days, and nobody ever saw it. But I'm really glad that I got it back. But we got some special stuff going on tonight. Tara Hamilton.
Tara!
Yes. Was kind enough to come on tonight. She'll be joining us here in just a minute, talking about her Kickstarter campaign and work with the Chat Comics Co-op.
Yeah.
I got that right. Didn't even need notes. Going to be talking about some other news and a few other things.
Things and stuff. And tidbits. No. I'm supplementing you here.
Really
Keep going.
Really quick, before we get rolling into the main meat of the show, anything interesting going on this week with you? Past couple, we didn't do this 2 weeks ago because we had the Deadpool 2 premiere, and so
that's right. How was that?
Deadpool 2 was really good. It was as good as Infinity War, but it's like comparing, like, I love Coca-Cola and I love Pepsi.
Oh, those are not, no, you need a better comparison than that.
Okay, what are two amazing things? Barbecue and pizza?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, like I love barbecue and pizza.
There you go.
They're both amazingly great. Some of my favorite food, but that I can't have anymore.
You ever had a barbecue pizza? Oh,
I can have vegan barbecue pizza.
That's
but
good
anyway,
for you. I'm happy.
But it's like two of the greatest things that there's really no comparison. Like Deadpool is a funny superhero comedy,
right?
And then R-rated, and then Infinity War is a kind of a dark but kind of funny superhero PG film.
Yeah.
So it's apples and oranges kind of, but they're both really good.
Yeah.
Let's see. Devasa the Great is on in the chat. We are taking live chat questions and stuff like that. But yeah, any.
Mercy, I don't know. Saturday is my birthday. So,
yeah. And I have to work.
Yeah.
Well,
okay.
I mean, I was planning on jumping out of the cake for you, but
maybe
probably ain't gonna happen.
That's good. I don't have time to bake the cake for you.
I could get Mark to.
Oh, there we go. Mark can take out the cake for me. Let's see. Other than that, it's just been, school is now out, so
yep. I'm
had
sorry.
to run. I like spending time with my kids. I'm still at work, so it's not a whole lot of extra time. And then my oldest son started his job on Sunday, which is a camp counselor, so I will see him one day every 2 weeks until the middle of July.
Okay.
That sucks for me. But it's
Get them out of the house.
D&D games progressing very well. Basement is finally coming together.
I saw that, the whole sheetrock thing going on.
So,
Now, I say this every time we get together. We're gonna have to all get together and play D&D one night. We've got to do it.
Yeah.
We have to do it like on a Friday night.
Yeah. Well, you saw the D&D room is coming together. Just gotta finish the build out, and then we'll have.
Is that gonna be done for the end of the summer?
Yes, it's supposed to be done by the end of the summer.
Well, let's try to make that happen. We'll do that.
Okay.
It seems like that might be the better place to do it instead of us all piling up in my apartment.
It'll be ample room, and hopefully I'll be organized by then, and
okay.
It'll be fun.
Awesome. Well, we got a lot of stuff lined up. Aside from the Kickstarter we're going to be talking about here shortly, talk about some Walking Dead news. Andrew Lincoln is leaving The Walking Dead.
Oh, spoilers. Okay, well, there was the news, guys.
We're going to talk about it more. We're going to be talking about some Batman movie news. We're going to be talking about a new Fallout game they just recently announced. Nintendo Switch, Pokemon stuff. Going to be talking about some things we have going on with the channel. And we'll probably just randomly start talking about some other stuff to fill out the rest of the show.
A little
but
bit
with
of D&D, a little bit of Netflix news.
Oh, I'm dying to see what you have lined up on Netflix.
Just the one thing.
Without further ado, are you nervous, Tara? Are you nervous? Come on, come on. Applause, everyone. Everyone, welcome Tara Hamilton from the Chat Comics Co-op. You know, I basically begged her to bring in some stuff of hers, and you did.
I did. I brought the 2 books of RO. This is the one that the Kickstarter's for, and this one is available on the Kickstarter because, you know, better.
So what? Let me. So you have the second book done.
Mm-hmm.
What? Okay, tell me about the Kickstarter then. What do we do? Is this like to produce in bulk and get out there and sell? Okay.
Yeah. In order to print a full run of it.
Okay.
We're putting the Kickstarter on. Another thing available on the Kickstarter, I'm gonna pimp this out, is the Fine OK Press Kitty Tote. Kitty Tote!
Oh my God!
Kitty Tote! It's available in the Ultimate Kitty Pack, which is a terrible name, but it's available in that, along with a book called Mr. Pop-Tart Has to Pee, which is, this cat is Mr. Pop-Tart. That's him with the pee tingle senses. Perfect! Line him, there he is. And then the tote just says Fine OK, which is the name of the publishing thing that the writer and I put together. It's fake, but that's us. We're Fine OK Press. Don't tell anyone.
You know, was it? Oh God, I don't want to screw this up. But wasn't it your? Wasn't it your work that I saw in like the little? It was like an 8-page freebie comic or something, and it was because I recognize your art. I got it here one day, and like somebody, I think maybe you had given it to me, and it was like a story of, might have been you, and
Sounds
a
like
dude like went motorcycle riding through Chattanooga.
Oh
and,
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the first date between me and my now husband,
Cool.
Alexander Hamilton.
I actually read all the way through that story and really enjoyed it.
All 8 pages.
Whoa!
You're getting so much better.
It was roundabout. That it was kind of a short little.
Yeah, I think it was 8. I'm pretty sure. It was made for one of the Chat Comics Co-op anthologies.
Yeah.
I think it was the first time. The story was called The First Time I Fell in Love with Chattanooga.
Yeah.
Because I had moved to Atlanta for a long time and I thought I was going to make it. Didn't. So I came back here and Zan and I knew each other in high school and started hanging out. And that was our first date. Because he was like, hey, you ever been on a motorcycle? I'm like, no. He's like, well, that's stupid. So here you go. Now you are.
It was funny because I was sitting down to read it, and I was like, oh, you know, I'm just gonna kill a few minutes with this. And I sat down and I started reading. And I kept reading. I was like, okay, we're just gonna kick back with this. It was relatable. It really was. It was, a really neat little story that I really enjoyed. A bunch of little, like the what was it, like tacos, I think.
Mojo Burrito.
Yeah,
that
burrito.
Was the first time I went to Mojo, and he was very upset by that too. Motorcycle riding in Mojo, first time, he was like, no, you didn't actually live in Chattanooga. So that happened.
Oh, let's see. Hey, we got Mary's in the chat. Goku's in the chat, which I'm glad to see he finally got his Goku name back. He was going by Deadpool for a little bit.
So tell us about your stories.
Okay, so I've been pitching this for a while, so hopefully I'm better at it now than I was. So it's kind of a hopeful post-apocalyptic story, very character-driven, and it's mainly about why these 8 people would willingly go out into the wilds of North America after a very apocalyptic event happened. So this is 3 years after, and RO is a multinational humanitarian organization going in and making room for all those refugees that no one wants.
She said it was like some kind of genetic disease or something that...
Yeah, it's like the zombie-esque people.
Oh, okay.
It's more of a, like, the final stages of syphilis the rage virus, I guess. So kind of wolf-packish, not exactly the scariest thing, but can be, especially if they, are constantly in danger.
Anytime you talk about like weird post-apocalyptic, highly contagious diseases that are gonna take your brain away from you, I'm kind of gives me pause. I'm like, oh.
But the story isn't about those people. It's about going in, and there's a map. I love maps. Right here.
It's always a plus.
You want to do the thing? The thing. Maps. So those are the routes that the groups have to take to get to different solar and wind power stations to turn on a national grid that was put in place before all of this went down.
Cool.
Making little sections, little one part at a time.
So
and
it's
if
like
you're a local person and you flip through it, you'll see familiar things, like right here on the very, very front. If you're from here, that fireworks stand should be fairly familiar. And
Does
then there's
this-
other little spots.
this takes place locally.
The first chapter's in Chattanooga at the Chattanooga station, and the first full book is a trip trying to get to Nashville, failing miserably, and then going back and succeeding. Book 2 is what happens in Nashville.
I gotta say, like, you as are you the only one who worked on this?
Oh, no.
I was gonna say I'm curious as to who
I have
all else was involved.
A long, sordid story about how I've
Just settle in.
We got nothing but time. Here we
okay.
are.
So I started this in high school, and it was a generic zombie story with this guy, John. And I tried multiple times to get different writers to help me because I wanted to build an entire world out and didn't feel comfortable with my skills in writing at all. So I got in touch with a few people in high school. It was with a girl in my class, and I was super excited. Oh, we're gonna do this, and she cut
How those
contact.
things happen.
Yeah, and then I met a guy in Winnipeg that was like all about it. And I was like, okay, cool, whatever. I like Winnipeg. It's a right? Yeah,
It's a place.
Sounds amazing. I knew somebody from Saskatchewan one time.
Nice.
Yeah.
The Jets beat the Predators this year, so
I don't
kind
get the
of.
reference.
Well, we are not friends, but I still like the
That's
Jets.
hockey, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I got that
wow.
at least.
So, I worked with him for about a year, and then he was like, so I don't want to work on this anymore, but also half of it belongs to me. I was like, oh. Okay, so that's cool. Okay, so then I scrapped everything I worked on with him, obviously, and started from scratch and just started writing. It was really bad, but I wrote it. And I was a painting and drawing major, and I went to the writing lab at UTC, the University of Tennessee at Chattanooga. And yeah, local. And the guy, like the professor that I was asking about, like finding a writing partner, was like, none of my students want to work on that kind of thing. You'll have to search elsewhere. And I was like, oh,
Sounds so nice.
yeah,
That's
yeah, it was
interesting, especially as popular as stuff like this is.
Yeah, so I figured I will never make comics. That's cool. Good to have your dreams dashed early so you don't have too much work into it. And then I was getting ready for Four Bridges. Local.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna keep saying that after any local thing.
Yeah,
I
it's
mentioned.
important.
Local. Okay.
Local.
And there was a
Local girl, done good.
there was a art group, silkscreen group called Young Monster that was huge in town at the time, and I got into Four Bridges, and I wanted to make T-shirts, so I was trying really hard to get in touch with them, Well, actually, trying really hard to build up the nerve to get in touch with them. They're really easy to get a hold of. Super great guys. And I went over there, really poorly printed some shirts, and then they took over because they felt bad about my ruining several American Apparel shirts I had brought. And Nick Dupay, who was over it, his girlfriend at the time came in with beer. She was awesome. And that's Allie. Met her that night, and we started going to the Yellow Deli, talking about my terrible script. And I was like, dude, let's just scrap everything, because I don't want to talk about this terrible script. You just do you. And we ended up building out this whole thing right after graduation. And
Without
super long story.
joining the cult, even.
Yeah!
That's good.
I did
Oh,
go
dear
to
God.
a wedding.
I was
Oh,
wondering.
wow.
Yeah, it was fun.
Was it weird?
So good. So good. It was.
You're looking at me with crazy eyes and really. Maybe she did join the cult.
It was, like, I got to actually eat the food for free. It was great.
Oh, well, that part, yeah.
And there was a maypole. Never watched people do that in real life.
Wow.
Oh, and they put on a play. And the bride and groom had to put on a play. I didn't really pay attention to that part. Should have. That's probably the part that would have drawn me in.
Yeah, that was
This
probably like
actually
the final
sounds
step.
like something we want to have you back on at some point just to talk about that.
Yeah, it was
Let's
great.
talk about the cult, the local one.
There is a cult in book 2.
Oh, do
Funny
they
back
also
around.
make really great sandwiches?
Stew.
Stew.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
I mean, I guess sandwiches aren't really a thing in the apocalypse, are they?
Yeah,
Why
hard to
not?
make bread.
Yeah.
Stew easier to make than bread for sure. I mean, you can still make it. A lot more prep work
Have
involved.
some water and some vegetables, and you're set.
Yeah.
Yeah, but bread though.
And water's where the disease
Well,
came
dear
from.
God, there we go.
So,
No more water.
but all the survivors out in no man's land are immune to it, so they can drink it. They're fine at this point.
Okay.
Yeah,
So these are people who are immune.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah,
That-
there's several little survivor camps. People that just never got infected could eventually,
Ooh.
but
So
they've made little camps.
Do these
out.
infected just puke on people? Do they bite? Is it airborne or what?
It's all through the water.
Okay.
So if you come in contact, there's some research that says like pass through, saliva
Yeah,
and stuff,
bodily
of course, but it's more related to like AIDS and how that's transmitted, or
Yeah.
HIV, or that, all that stuff. Then like a zombie bites you, and all of a sudden, everything is
It progresses more naturally
Yeah.
instead of just, okay, I'm a
Yeah.
zombie now.
Yeah, for
Okay.
sure. We really wanted to keep that as close to reality as possible. With everything, like we wanted to build out a possible future,
Okay.
which with all of the news stories out, and it feels closer and closer each day, right?
I like the idea of this. Tell me about the actual Kickstarter itself.
Okay.
Like how, like what are the perks here? What are we talking about?
When I go to Kickstarter, what do I type in to find you?
Oh,
We found that out earlier.
ARRO.
Type
So
in
Kickstarter.
the title of that book, and it will pop up for volume 2.
Yeah, and then volume 1 is an option as well. So the
Oh,
reward.
I didn't know that. I thought that was like a wrapped up.
Oh no,
like
there's
a-
all kinds of levels.
perk.
Okay, cool.
You can get both books. You can get one book. You can get one book. You can get this bag again. It doesn't look like this, by the way. This is one that I've had for a long time. I just didn't want to use one of the new ones. I keep it folded really tight in my own bag so that I can, save space.
So there are like various levels as to what you can do.
Oh, yeah,
like
tons.
what do we have like money points and what you get for?
Yeah. So the book itself is 25. Book itself 25. It's full color, except for these more character-driven. I should probably hold it this way.
Okay. Yeah, you just flip through it, and it was mostly
Character.
color, and then you've got like that front part.
Yeah, the first little chapter is black and white, and this last little chapter is black and white, but everything else is in color, and they're on different papers. I'm a huge fan of texture, so there's this really light gray paper, and then another mini chapter that is in color in a different style that's also on the gray paper, which I love.
Now, how much of this did you illustrate?
All of it. I
Whoa.
lettered everything. Colored a lot of it. Got some help on the flats with Dana Ortega of the Chat Comics Co-op. One of the many perks of joining the Chat Comics Co-op is that you can find friends and help in the labor of comics.
That is amazing.
Labor.
Like, I
You
love
are
the look of the
85%
book.
funded.
Woo!
Do what now?
She's 85% funded.
Awesome. And you've got, as of right now, about 6 days. I'm actually going to have to copy and paste the Kickstarter into the video description after we're done with this,
Go buy her
because I
things.
shared it on our Facebook page, facebook.com/UntitledNerd Network. Get on there. It should be the newest post along with the live feed link to go watch this. But it is on there, and I'm actually, I have to say, I mean, I really am. I personally am a fan of your work. If I could just get around to reading more of it. Like, I actually have a backlog of about 50 comics that I've bought from here that I've just not been able to read yet. So it's like,
Same.
well, I mean, I've got the channel, and
I've got this book. Yeah, I feel you, brother. It's like it's a hard time.
it is. It takes up a lot of effort, and I couldn't imagine. Just out of my own curiosity, how long did it take to illustrate one of the books, Volume 2?
About.
Is that something you work on pretty solidly, or is it?
Well, I've got a 40-hour week job and
Yeah.
that husband thing, so those
Okay.
take up a little bit of time. So I think I spend about 40 hours a week on it as well.
40 hours plus a 40-hour job,
Mm-hmm.
plus family responsibilities and all that other good stuff. So
Yeah.
you're really throwing some time into that, considering everything else you got going on. That's really awesome.
I think it takes about 6 hours to complete a page, and there's over 200 pages.
So that it's neat though, because when you obviously you love what you do, and so it's not work. I mean, it's fun.
Yes.
I mean, it is work, but it's fun.
Yeah, it's the
It's-
only vacation I ever take too, is to go to cons and sell it. It's the most fun.
It's kind of like what we do.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, I want to go on vacation. Where? I hear there's a con in like Nashville right now.
Yeah. It's like a way of life. This
Yeah.
this little comic book thing, and people think you're crazy.
No, it is. That's pretty much how we vacation now. As we will go to a con and we'll spend the days promoting our stuff, and then at night we'll go enjoy all of the little panels and the little parties and stuff like that. So it's really cool. Let's see. Anything else? Like, I know you've got some other stuff besides this, right? Like some of your work. I know we were talking about the.
Chat Comics Co-op.
Yeah. Well, were we discussing her little 8-page book on the air?
Yeah,
Okay.
that was.
Just
that
making
was
sure that I
earlier
covered that.
today.
I wanted to make sure that it wasn't something we were talking about before we went on, and then I was like, oh.
No, we were talking about red dye before we went on.
I guess it would probably be appropriate for me to, like, I haven't really been myself this week.
What?
Because, like, I had an allergic reaction Monday morning to, like, red dye. We went and saw Solo. I drank 2 big 64-ounce glasses of, like, orange high C. And I've never drank it that much in excess. And come to find out I'm allergic to the red 40 dye. And so I had to go get put on, like, some prescriptions and stuff like that. And they've really, like, like you get put on a medicine and you know it's messing with you, but there ain't a whole lot you can do about it. Like, it's like, I've just been in an ill mood all week. And today I was like, I gotta go in and do that show.
Well,
Right?
But hey, I'm good now. It's had time to wear off. It only lasts that way for maybe 4 or 5 hours. I take me a midday nap and I'm good.
With the meds, does that mean you can ingest it, or?
No. No, the prednisone is just keeping me from being all red, splotchy, and swelled up.
Oh.
So you really do die a little if you eat it. That's great.
Red dye a little. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
She posted on my Facebook the other day, and
Yeah, but now we know it's actually kind of true.
it's like, thanks, Lindsay. Appreciate it.
Well, what is life if not enjoyed with bad puns?
It was horrible.
No, it's a pretty good pun. I was happy with it.
I agree.
Yeah.
But yeah, watch out, because you never know what's in your food. I have to avoid now. I can't even have my vegan Catalina dressing that I like on salad because it has red dye in it. So, seriously.
Seems like vegan food wouldn't have red dye in it, right?
It's not an animal product.
Yeah. Ugh.
Like, I might need to, like, before dinner tonight, I might need to run by Walmart and be like, I wonder if any of this Catalina dressing does not have vegan dye.
Or maybe Whole Foods.
Red dye vegan. So, whatever. Okay.
There's a little video clip with a real fast one. It's kind of like
A Vine.
kind of like that, but it's like from a news something, but it in like text above it. It says what do you want to do with your life? And the video is this older lady, and she's real southern. She says, "Eat desserts, get all fat and sassy." It's just what I think every time you talk about vegan food. I'm like, I'm gonna be that lady, even more now, to make up for your vegan diet.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, one of us should get to be fat and sassy off of desserts. I'm okay with it.
I actually hate it because you ever eat at Flying Squirrel?
Mm-hmm.
I've never eat there before, but like they had a vegan takeover last night, and they ordered like a bunch of like special burgers that are vegan burgers, but they were supposed to be so good that you couldn't tell that they were vegan burgers.
What?
And I was busy last night and broke and couldn't make it, so feeling a little down about that.
I'm sure you will have the opportunity to discover all kinds of faux meat.
I hope so.
Yeah,
Sounds amazing.
I support your life choice.
Well, thank you.
It is.
It means the world to me.
I'm sure it does.
Do you support my life choice?
Of course. I'll probably
Oh.
rib you about it a little bit, but
Yeah.
I like
Anyway,
a lot of vegan food.
it's good. This is some of the best
You
spicy
ever
meatballs
eat
I've
at
ever had.
Sluggos?
Huh?
Yeah.
You ever eat at Sluggos? I hear their food is awesome sauce.
Where is that?
North Chat, pretty
yep.
much.
No, I haven't eaten there yet. I'm getting close.
Yeah, you should.
There's
It's a vegan restaurant.
also cashew.
Cashew, yeah.
Which
Also very good.
I've not eaten there.
Super
I've eaten
good.
like this little juice bar on Lee Highway, over kind of across from the Taco Bell. It's in like a little shopping center.
Lee Highway. What?
Well, it was like
You gotta
over
get
there.
all your vegan food from North Chat, dude. Come on.
Yeah.
We are. Well, see, like, we started doing a lot of stuff with the Humane Educational Society, and I've become really good friends with Ashley, who works there, and she's vegan, and so, like, kind of got me into vegan food, and I started eating it, and I was like, holy crap, I feel so much better after I eat it. So then I was like, well, I want to feel like this all the time. So I did. So
Baller.
here I am. Anyway,
Yeah, you should check out Cashew and Sluggos. You
Yeah.
think you'll like
I
them.
mean, that's on the
North
docket.
Side.
That's
Yeah.
that's on the list. I'm going there for lunch one day or something. So.
Hit me up when you go to Cashew, especially during lunch on a weekday.
Why, do you work there?
I end up there a lot.
Oh.
No.
Okay.
I just give them money.
I was like, can you get me a discount?
They have some. So Sluggos is mainly faux meat, so they have a lot of meat sandwiches and
Mhm.
things. So it's trying a little too hard to be like meat,
Well,
but
the-
Cashew's more like veggie.
Yeah.
Like-
Well, the juice bar I went to actually had a Philly cheesesteak that was vegan.
Yeah, Sluggos has one of those.
It was
It's
amazing.
really good. Yeah.
I wish I could remember the name of that place.
Yeah.
Power
They
Plant
have
Plant
Pimp-
Power Juice Bar. I don't know. But anyway, how did this turn into like a vegan discussion?
Because of you.
Because of
It's
your-
funny because I swore to
your-
Amber that I would never do that on the air, and here we are. But she's not here to stop me, so.
Well, now I know you're a liar.
We did
And
egg
you
wine.
disparage spending time with me. I get it. It's fine.
What? I love spending time with you, Lindsay. We need
Oh,
to
I
make
have to
more
go
of
do
it.
that show.
I've been trying to get you on Saturday nights to do
Yeah.
the concert thing, and between food poisoning and just not wanting to be around me.
Yeah, I'm a busy lady.
Food poisoning is busy time?
Oh, and busy time. Food.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a little bit of everything.
I thought it was just like you just go get food poisoning.
Yeah, so I went to Earth Fair. At first I thought it was the sushi, but it wasn't the sushi because my husband didn't get sick. But then I remembered that I got one of the last 2 pieces of sample cheese. He did not.
Oh.
So, moral of the story, never eat public cheese. It will ruin you for 24 hours.
I think Never Eat Public Cheese is my new band name.
Public cheese will kill you.
It could just be public cheese.
I do like public cheese. Yeah, you want to keep it kind of concise.
Public cheese is dangerous.
It'd be a good album name, regardless.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. Or just a comic anthology. Huh?
Hey,
Huh?
hey.
Huh?
It would be vegan cheesesteak.
I mean, if you'll draw it, I'll tell you to do things.
I can write.
All right.
I can doodle.
I've written
That's-
like 4 books.
Ooh.
I have
All right.
mostly futuristic vampire fiction.
That doesn't seem like the best genre to jump off into cheese fiction and nonfiction.
Vampires that are allergic to cheese. Red 40 food dye.
We'll workshop it. We'll workshop
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
It'll be
yeah.
fun.
I'm into this.
Yeah.
I like workshopping stories. Hey, you guys could come to the Chat Comics Co-op and talk about this idea. Huh?
Huh?
When are those meetings again?
They are every first and third Monday, right here at 6 o'clock.
At Infinity Flux.
The way my work
Yeah.
schedule goes, where I work like every other Monday and Tuesday, it may fall to where I can never go to those, but we'll see.
Yeah. There's several members that are like that. The Facebook group is a good way to keep up with news and stuff, especially.
Yeah,
if
like you
you're-
don't have to go to the meetings. You can communicate with people, and I believe I'm a member of the page or group or whatever it is. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think so.
So is it all age groups? Is it
It
mostly
used to be
older?
And then we realized we are a 13 and up group. It turns out we needed to put an age limit on the youngness of members.
Oh,
Ah.
I can kind of see where that came from.
Yeah,
So what's the age limit?
13.
It is 13? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad. Like, don't really.
Want to babysit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you don't want to stifle anybody who isn't child friendly 24/7.
Right,
Like
right.
they don't want to. If there's a child there, they might not want to talk as much because this is where the meetings happen. So I'm like gesturing to where members
Yeah.
sit. You know who
Like
you
me,
are.
I have a reputation for being scared to death of children.
Yeah, they're scary.
Oh,
And
how did your
parents
play
are
date with the teenagers go that you had that one weekend?
They couldn't make it, actually,
No.
but maybe before the end of the summer it'll happen.
Okay.
But it wasn't through any fault of mine.
Did their mom's Ford Focus break down?
Boy, that was specific. No, they were kind of in trouble.
Aww. Teenagers. I've heard of these. They do that.
That happens on occasion.
Well, as it happens, I have a 13-year-old who likes to draw, but he's very introverted. So getting him.
A lot of members are,
Yeah.
for sure.
So if there are other youths in that general age group that. Mostly he likes to draw weapons, not like guns and stuff, but like fantasy weapons. He's real into like. Well, we're a D&D family, so there's a lot of inspiration there for his stuff.
You know, like introverted, like I am too. Like if it wasn't for the channel, like I would be scared to death of y'all right now. Just. But for some reason, when we're on the air, I'm like, hey, everybody.
I'm an extrovert. I need people. Like I need people energy. I'm an energy vampire. Just all the time.
That
If
doesn't
I don't see
surprise me.
people for like 2 days, I'm worthless. I can't get out of bed.
Like I'm always afraid to
I'm
be
with you.
around you,
Yeah.
like after dark, because I'm afraid that you'll
Vampire.
kill me or something.
I mean, Not yet.
Is that when your power comes out after the sun goes down? Well, right now you're just mild-mannered
Yeah.
Lindsay.
It's probably like around midnight, the witching hour, as it
Okay.
were. You know, that's when I get serious. And you have to hope I'm already asleep.
You do sleep. Okay.
Sometimes.
Well, I just wanted to make sure.
Is it in a coffin-like situation?
More or less. There's a lot of blankets and earplugs involved.
So a coffin might be good.
Yeah, it might.
Little door and soundproofing.
Shut out the world.
We're having way too much fun with this right now.
Yeah. We're so...
Anyway,
hey,
would
Internet,
would you
any
like
questions?
to stay on and talk news with us?
Hey, I want to show
You
everybody
can.
this, like, baller t-shirt that I got. Look at this guy. It's a unicorn, and it's DMing. See? So it's, like, perfect in every possible way.
I'm getting my crap together for a convention on Saturday.
Oh, yeah, you are going this week?
Travels.
Yeah.
Are you going to get some pizza?
Yeah, probably. I want to do the Blues Brothers tour, but I bet that's not happening right now.
I just... Chicago pizza.
Lindsay, you're kind of sort of off camera.
Uh,
Wrong way. Okay, now it's just the Lonnie show.
yo, so,
But anyway, thank you for coming on.
thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening, Internet. This is my hair.
Kickstarter, Arrow,
Everybody,
ARRO.
yes, Tara Hamilton
It's
from
so
Chat
good.
Comics Co-op. Arrow is that's the name of it?
ARRO.
ARRO. ARRO. Don't put a W at the end. And Kickstarter's got another, not a week, 6 more days left. So, awesome. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you so much.
And then we get to continue on with the news of the day.
All right. The news of the day. The day's news
That was
is...
actually a lot of fun.
Yeah. Very all over the board with our topics. So, you wanted to discuss this fellow and his abandoning of a TV show that you enjoy, that I lost interest in a long time ago. How do you feel about this turn of events?
Well, Neil
This-
Beowulf just came into the chat and said
Hi,
that
Neil.
I can't have meat sandwiches. Yes, I can. Thanks for reminding me again. I actually did have a really good sloppy Joe last night.
you can have meat-ish.
It was good. Let's see. So we're
very
talking about
easy.
Andrew Lincoln abandoning
Yes.
The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure. Like, here's the thing.
Like, how are you feeling emotionally?
Well,
right
I think
now?
the show needs him a lot more than he needs the show. This has pretty much been his life for like the past 8 years.
He's always been my least favorite part of the show.
I mean, he's never been my favorite, but at the same time, it's not going to feel like it without him, you know?
Oh,
I hate that he's not going to be on the show anymore. And from what I hear, he's only going to be on like half the episodes this season. Which, if anybody
so you
goes
get to
back,
wean yourself off of his presence. at
well,
least.
if anybody goes back and looks at the last season or two, there have been times where Andrew Lincoln has only been on a couple of episodes, and then there'll be 2 or 3 episodes without him.
Yeah.
Same thing with Negan. Negan only appears in about half the episodes. The Walking Dead world has expanded so greatly that you've got all these different locations. You've got Sanctuary, you've got Alexandria, you've got the Kingdom, you've got the Hilltop, you've got the kind of garbage junkyard people, that location. You've got Oceanside. That's 6 locations, and there's going to be 3 or 4 episodes at a time where you don't see certain characters.
Yeah.
But the fact that the comic book has focused so much on him going forward, it's going to be difficult or interesting to see how they do it. Me personally, I think this spells the end of the show.
Well, yeah, it's like it just finished up what season? A million?
8.
Yeah.
I know they're planning season 9. They're filming it right now. They're looking at making Norman Reedus, the guy that plays Daryl, the main character. He's actually looking to get about a $20 million deal now that Andrew Lincoln's gone.
Wow.
Isn't it amazing that we can pay people to entertain us for that much money, but we sure can't pay people that much money to educate us? Surely shows where our priorities are as humans. I'm just saying. $20 million to tell me a story. $26 million to teach me algebra. Or 36, whatever. 36,000. You know.
Totally get where you're coming from.
Yeah, there's just.
But yeah, $20 million. I don't know if that's per season or if that's like a deal that he's working at for 2 or 3 years, or I don't know. I mean, it's. The thing is, Daryl hasn't really been a major part of the show over the last 2 seasons. He's had little parts here. Nobody has been really a major
Yeah,
player.
I was gonna say it sounds like it's so scattered now that it would be hard to super focus and let
It has.
Hopefully, it's building some like really cool threads that they'll eventually like pull one and it'll all cinch up into a really awesome moment.
Well, from what I'm hearing, a lot of people are hoping that maybe they don't kill him off, that instead he just leaves. But
I think it'll be like a hissy fit kind of situation. He storms off, and we're all like, "Yeah, that's fucking right."
Or maybe it'll be like the girl on Family Matters that walked up the stairs and never came back down.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Ooh, yeah.
but yeah, I'm not really thrilled about it. I don't like that he's leaving. I'm afraid of what it's going to do to the show. I mean, Walking Dead is one of the few shows that's still on that I'll watch as it comes on. And it looks like Walking Dead is getting near its end. Game of Thrones, we're getting ready to go into the last season next year.
Yeah. Which I'm looking forward to that. I'm ready to reach some sort of conclusion with that.
Well, whenever I think they're looking at like April next year. At Chattacon and Conuga, we're probably going to be doing Game of Thrones panels. We're going to have Lindsey.
I just mostly want to see if I'm right. Because my theory is...
About what?
About the midget baby.
Midget baby?
Yeah, I told you. I even said it at the panel.
It's been a few months.
Okay, so my theory is, based on absolutely nothing, that Jamie will kill Cersei, and what finally pushes him there is this baby that she's pregnant with will end up being a midget baby, like Tyrion, and she'll get just disgusted and hate it because it's a midget, and she'll strangle it, and kill it.
He will kill her.
And then Jamie will be like, finally, that's too far, you're a monster, and then he will in turn strangle her to death next to their dead baby.
I could see that actually.
Yeah.
So
I think that's the only thing that's going to push that man far enough. Anyway, so.
Oh, hello Sharon, welcome to the stream.
Sharon.
We're just kind of hanging out, talking some stuff right now near the end of the show.
Yeah.
You actually missed the good part where we had Tara from the Chat Comics Co-op talking about her Kickstarter campaign.
Yeah.
So we will be
ARRO. Look that up on Kickstarter.
ARRO on Kickstarter. Really neat little story. She's a really talented artist, and I really like her work. Like I liked her work before we ever had her.
Oh yeah, I picked it up right away. So since we are kind of like nearing the end of
that
things,
is weird. We just blasted right through it.
The only couple things that I have to talk about for my interests this weekend, super exciting. Not only is it my birthday, but Wizards will be doing a stream of many eyes, and it's all weekend, 3-day live stream extravaganza with actors and comedians and all kinds of like famous role players doing all the games live streaming, and Wizards will be releasing their new storyline. So super excited to see what's around the corner in the next story in Faerun or Greyhawk. I can't remember honestly right now. But
if I wasn't working the whole time, I'd probably actually take the time to check it out.
Yeah, it's gonna run all weekend. I mean, there's so many famous people I can't even list them all. One of the more prominent is Deborah Ann Woll.
Oh yeah,
she's a big D&D'er.
She's from the Daredevil show, True Blood.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she runs games, plays games. She's fantastic. And then
I've actually heard a lot about her in that.
Yeah, she's a big supporter of it, and but yeah, just like all the people. And then the other thing that I'm super excited about, let me get on here, is unless they make the animation look all cutesy Like everything apparently
probably
now
end up
has to
happening
look like
anyway, yeah.
Chowder. If you've seen Chowder cartoon, I just feel like everything right now, like Ed, Ed and Eddie, they're making it all cute. Thundercats making it all cute.
I mean, granted, Ed,
Teen
and
Titans
Eddie
making
wasn't
it all
really.
cute. It was kind of grimy. Like they kind of
Yeah.
had like a messed up. Now they're all like, yeah.
God, could you imagine what they do to Ren and Stimpy?
Oh God. But She-Ra changed the name a little bit. It's not She-Ra, Princess of Power. It's She-Ra and the Princesses of Power. So it's gonna be more like team-based, and so maybe not quite as fluff as My Little Ponies, but hopefully still the whole like camaraderie and working together to solve problems
Now,
and defeat evils kind of thing.
in their defense on the My Little Pony thing, I never.
No,
was
I like My Little Pony. I think it's cute as hell.
I was gonna say I wasn't never a big fan of My Little Pony, but I
the
did
ponies,
hear
they
that
should
the
be
new
cute.
remake that they did was actually pretty on
Yeah,
point.
no, I really enjoy Friendship is Magic, My Little Ponies. The stories are actually pretty well written, and it's
Yeah.
you know the characters actually learn lessons and grow from them, which is nice to see carried over from episode to episode.
Aren't they doing any new Care Bears?
Probably, I don't know if you've noticed, but this is like the 80s entertainment resurgence is
Yes.
all that's happening right now.
For the most part.
Cartoon-wise.
I mean, they have like completely bastardized Ninja Turtles and Thundercats now, so.
Yeah. Still don't understand why they gave them nostrils on the Ninja Turtles in the movies. That was weird.
Are you talking about the new cartoon that they're coming out with?
I was talking about the movies.
Where
I
apparently
just
like
don't bother
Raphael is the new leader, and
I mean, he always wanted to be.
I mean it's
Never good at it.
I don't know. We'll see how it works out.
Yeah. But, so, pretty stoked about
We need to do a
that,
special show where we just sit around and gripe about new cartoons.
kids, get off my yard. It's kind of where I feel like I am with most of that stuff now.
That's what I was telling everybody in a Facebook feed the other day, just 3 or 4 days ago. I said, you know,
Felt like there was
when
something
we
else,
when
but
we
I
were
can't
young,
remember what it was.
our parents griped about the declining quality of animation in children's TV. You know, there were Senate hearings and Beavis and Butthead and Ren and Stimpy and all this other stuff is destroying the youth, and like that stuff actually wasn't that bad. And now, we've got people complaining, they're killing my childhood. They're remaking all this stuff. We have
no one's gonna ruin and or kill my childhood by making something that doesn't look the way that I want
we have
it to look.
become our parents.
That's just silly times. I mean, people like a thing, they're gonna try to rebox it a million times to see if they can catch that magic again, and either they will or they won't.
At least try to capture that same magic. Don't try to reinvent the wheel,
Yeah.
Don't make it into like Teen Titans Go. What the crap is that?
Yeah,
They're trying to do that treatment on every cool cartoon from the 80s.
I mean, I get it. Cute things are cute, and cute sells, and that's great. It's not my bag, and I won't be participating and watching.
I might watch the first episode of Thundercats just to get on the line and gripe about it. Just so
I
I can
just
say,
want to
hey,
be able to bitch more. So
I
I'm gonna
did watch it, so I can
just-
gripe.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Lonnie just wants to get his hate bunner going before
We're
he gets
We've actually gotten to the point over the last week or so, last 2 or 3 days, where even though E3 is still like a week or two away, we're already announcing new games and doing teasers and stuff. They're announcing Fallout 76. They announced it yesterday, which nobody
I feel like
really
that has
knows.
something to do with gas stations. Are they?
No, nobody knows what it is, but everybody wants to act like they know what it is.
I mean,
and right now,
I have a friend named Brian who has a 76 tattooed on him. I think it's chest, maybe it's thigh. I can't remember.
I
So.
don't think it's related.
It's the same font.
But they are setting it up
Something
to
to do with
where
motorcycles and gas stations, I guess.
people are thinking that it's possibly some kind of online survival RPG that you're going to be able to play with other people. I don't know. I don't care enough about Fallout, but everybody else does, so I'm letting everybody know.
I played it for a minute on my phone.
That's completely different. It's like a little...
I can't play video games for very long. Phone games get about a 2-day life. Video games get about a 20-minute, I don't like this. And,
Neo says, I still don't know what the hell Death Stranding is supposed to be. Well, this is the first time I've heard about it, so you and I are on the same boat, sir.
Death Stranding.
The The only other thing that I really got to talk about is Pokemon Switch. There's a game called Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. They are coming out on the Nintendo Switch. It's supposed to be kind of a ramped up
Say the
version.
first one again.
Huh?
The first.
I think it's called Let's Go Pikachu.
Let's go Pikachu.
Let's Go Eevee. It's like, Pikachu. You know who Pikachu is.
Yeah, no, it just sounds like a peeping Tom game. Let's go Pikachu.
But from what I understand, it's supposed to take advantage of the
Popularity.
Switch's mobile capabilities,
Okay.
and it's like a updated, nice, ramped-up version of Pokemon Go, where you go around and collect Pokemon, and you have a starter Pokemon. You get to pick whether it's Pikachu or Eevee, depending on which game you get. $60 on the Nintendo Switch, and you'll be able to go mobile with it. I don't know.
Wow.
We'll see. I'm not 100% sure.
If you get it, let us know how it is. 'Cause
Yeah,
that's-
I mean, you never
I
know. I
like
may end up with it. Maybe I'll have that Nintendo Switch by the time it comes out in like October or November.
Where does the data come from?
I believe you have to be hooked up to Wi-Fi,
Oh, okay.
maybe. Or
Magic.
Maybe
Bloodletting.
maybe it's not data. Maybe it's just you get on there and it uses some kind of
Witchcraft.
augmented reality thing where you can look around and it doesn't necessarily have to be hooked up
Oh,
to.
I did try to put an augmented reality game on my phone not too long ago. It was a pet dragon,
Yep.
and like you had to like do crap with it every few hours, and that lasted all of 3 days before I felt guilty and was like, I know I'm gonna kill you. I'm just gonna delete you before you die.
That's good. Humanely, just go
Yeah.
ahead and
Yeah,
euthanize it
I
while
just-
it's still able.
First of all, don't like that a imaginary animal
Living in your phone.
made me feel guilty.
Okay.
And I was just like, what is wrong with me? And then and then it was like a lot of pressure too, because then it was just like, it stressed me out when I opened my phone, because it was like, oh God, I have to take care of that thing. Why did I add another
became
thing
more
that I have
work.
to take care of?
More work than fun.
Like if it just like paused when I wasn't messing with it, that's fine. No, don't check on it. I never did well with any of it, with the Tamagotchi thing.
The Tamagotchi sucked. I was horrible with those things. I would always open it up and there'd be piles of crap everywhere.
Yeah, I need, if I'm taking care of something, for it to be alive and be able to like interact and communicate with me in some way, be it crying, barking, meowing, to let me know that it has needs.
I just got a notification from Infinity Flux that some of my subscriptions are here,
Oh!
even though I just picked some of them up. All right. Well, I guess I don't want to run us too long,
Yeah.
so I think we've pretty much covered everything. This has been a kind of a fun night.
Yeah.
Have to have Tara on
Chit-chat.
again.
Yeah, she was fun.
She was a really fun guest. And be sure to check out her Kickstarter,
ARRO.
ARRO. Type it into the search on Kickstarter, Volume 1, Volume 2. Check it out. Get that little cat bag that she had.
What was
Copies
it,
of her
Mr.
book. Really, really good book. Like, thick book. It's one of those that'll keep you busy for a while.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to pay $25 for a comic. You want something you can sit and read.
Yeah.
And that is
Agreed.
a good, solid little, reader. So I'm totally down with that. Like, the only thing I don't like about comic books these days is you spend $5 or $6 for a comic. I read through it in 4 minutes.
3 pages are ads.
Yep. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and play out with our official theme song for UNN by Radio Cult. Titled "Make the First Move." We're going to play that out, and then we'll
Tell Lonnie that we should do a kazoo cover. He disagrees with me. But
of this
post.
song.
Post it.
Probably not.
Tell him to do it. That we should do it. Come on, people.
Oh, anyway, I'm Lonnie,
I'm Lindsay.
and we're Untitled Nerd Network, brought to you by Infinity Flux out of Hixson, Tennessee. Thank you for watching UNN Live.